telling thank you for having me here. I really enjoy to be here with you.
No, thank you for reaching out. I appreciate it. It's good to have you here and see what we're all about, barbecue here in America.
Yeah.
You already know, you've been around, so
Yes.
it's good to see it again and meet new people.
Yeah. Tell me,
Yeah.
Jeff, you're like a legend. You're for European friends. So, who are you? How does it start? I need to know everything.
Honestly, I'm just a backyard barbecue guy.
Yeah.
I was born in the South. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
So I was, and I moved, and I live mostly in the Southeast. We talk about Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. So barbecue's around everywhere. It's on every corner.
I know. Yeah.
But when it comes to competition barbecue, it's a whole other world. And I knew about barbecue, but I really got into competition barbecue. It was about 2007. 2007, I worked for a bank that was based out of Kansas City. And every year in Kansas City, is the American Royal World Series of Barbecue, which is the World Series. It's the biggest event in barbecue in the world. So I got to witness that in 2007 being a backyard guy. I always loved to cook steaks and wings and burgers on my propane grill because to me that was barbecue for my friends. Is lighting up the propane grill, doing some burgers, some sausages.
Like for everybody.
That's backyard. That's barbecue. And then I saw the American Royal. I saw the RVs. I saw the big smokers. I saw people enjoying life, partying, having a great time. And I said, how do I do that? I want to do that. I want to get in that. These people got onto it. There's got to be some way I can. So I got back to Arizona after seeing that event, and I researched everything barbecue, from smokers to competitions to events to you name it. And I found a club called the Arizona Barbecue Club.
Yeah.
Still around to this day and still holds events, and I'm a proud member. And I saw that they had these events and competitions, so I said, you know what? There's no way to get into it than to dive in. You just got to dive in. So I went to Home Depot and got a $50 grill, a big bag of mesquite wood, some lighter fluid, and a pork butt on the way home. And I probably made the worst piece of meat I've ever had in my life. I had the grill chugging smoke. It was terrible. It was the worst. But you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, of course.
I learned quick that I wanted it better, and I knew there was a better way. So I just got in my backyard and I started cooking until my family was saying, "We're done with barbecue. Get us something else." But to me, if you want to get good at something, you have to do it. Do it until you're almost sick of doing it, and you'll get better. You'll get better, absolutely.
All right. Wow, and you are born in Memphis, Tennessee,
yes, sir.
Which is like the capital of barbecue.
There's a lot of people that say Kansas City is the capital, Texas is the capital, the South, Memphis. It's hard to say that it's not one of the barbecue, capitals of the South. And I agree. There's so many great.
It's at least one
areas.
of the biggest cities in barbecue.
It is.
Yeah.
Memphis, Kansas City, and you talk about the whole state of Texas. How can they not be great at barbecue? But out west, I think we're making a name for ourselves here out west. That we know how to do it out here as well.
Great. So, tell us more about BBQ Championships.
Yeah.
The competition.
Okay.
How does it work?
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? People ask me all the time, since I teach classes all across the country, international. I love doing that, but people ask me all the time.
And do it very well.
Thank
by
you.
The way.
I appreciate it. That was actually my 90th in-person barbecue class that I've done. So thank you for being a part of that. So I get asked, so you're competing against all these guys. Are you out there trying to beat them? What are you guys like? Are you friends? I'm like, these are one of my best friends. Mm-hmm. They're family. They're people that we want to hang out with and talk barbecue and trade spices and seasonings and sauces and taste some meat. Yeah. And so to me, the competition side it's not really I'm competing against these other teams. I'm competing against these 6 judges that are sitting at that table. And it's my job to give them my best representation of what competition barbecue should be. So these judges there's a set standard that they need to judge by based off bite, texture. You can't really teach taste. Some person likes spicy, some doesn't, sweet. That's something you can't control.
Of course.
But you can be balanced, be balanced. But to me, I'm competing against those 6 people on that table to give them my representation of competition barbecue. But being able to do it over and over and travel to the Jack Daniels, to the American Royal it's been my 8th year, I think, in a row at the American Royal. Being able to travel to Australia and compete in meat stock and their international World Invitational the last couple years. It's just been phenomenal. It's been amazing to be able to connect with other people from across the country, not only here in America, but over in Australia and you, obviously, in Europe.
Yep.
Being able to connect via barbecue and something we all have something in common and familiar. So I love to champion it. I love competing, but at the end of the day, it's about that connection that you're going to make with people, whether it's on a competition scene, in a barbecue class, seeing somebody at a barbecue store, whatever it may be. That's the underlying thing of what barbecue is to me. I mean, like I said, I love trophies and I love collecting them. Yeah. But I mean, it all boils down to the love of what we're doing. Yeah.
And in Europe, we think that if you go to Tennessee or to Kansas or Texas, you may offer different kind of profile of taste.
Flavors, right?
Yes. Yeah. Do you do that as well? We know that in Tennessee the sauce is sweeter than in Texas, of course, less spicy. And you offer a different kind of flavor profile, or
so you're 100% correct. You go across these regions in America, and you'll see that people gear towards more vinegary, maybe in the Carolinas, or sweeter in Kansas City, maybe in Texas, back down on the sauce and have some of that fat and that au jus to go over. When it comes to competition barbecue, I think the main thing I want to stay is consistent. To me, consistency is what I can get results from. If I change this and change this here, change this sauce to there, I can't really keep a track record of what I'm going to do next. So I really don't change my flavor profile. I may tweak down a spice or two here or there when I get out of the Southwest. Yeah. Here in Arizona in the Southwest, I think the judges want a little bit more kick, a little more back in. So when I do travel outside of the zone,
maybe because we're close to the Mexican border.
Absolutely. So, this area is known for spices. It's known for Mexican food, Latinos, the jalapenos, all the spices. So
it is.
The judges, to me, are accustomed to that. So I'm going to give them a little bit. I think that they want. But when I get out of this zone, I tend to back off that spice a little bit, but everything else, the way I compete, kind of the seasonings, like I said, the sauce is really the same, just less spice.
Just less spice.
But everything else is consistent. To me, if I stay consistent, I can track my results better and kind of get a read and go from there.
Okay.
I feel like if I switch up a lot of stuff, you can't really get a good track record of what to do next.
Yeah, I understand. So, what do you think about pellet drills? Because I'm wondering, do you use them in competition as well?
Yes.
I will tell you, I interviewed one of our friends, Kyle Machewski, and he told me that he was using pellet drills in competition as well. Yeah. And I said, my point of view was that, I learned to manage fire for maybe 20 years. And and the first time that I had to use a pellet drill is not so far away because in Europe we have pellet drills since maybe 2 or 3 years, 3 years, 4 years, and something like that. And the first time that I had to use one, I was like jealous, because
you felt lazy.
Lazy, but jealous because it took me so long to get that perfect blue smoke, to manage that fire. It took me so long to learn it that now anybody would just pushing a button, setting the temperature,
and the computer do the work.
Yes.
Yeah, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, and sometimes they have a better taste than the one I can have on my on my offset smoker that I manage for 20 hours in a row, putting a new log in any 20 minutes.
Exactly.
So, what do you think about pellet drills?
You know what? I have used everything from when I first started barbecuing from Weber Smoky Mountains, a $300, $400 smoker I can get at Home Depot. From there, I saw, I got like you, where I saw these people at barbecue competitions who had these awesome offset on trailers pulling them. Yeah. I want one of those. So I bought one. And you know what? I was throwing these logs every 20 minutes, and it was all right. And then I saw these people using pellet smokers, hitting the button, having a great time, not worrying about the fire. And I said, what's the difference? And they were winning, too. And I'm like, okay, there's got to be something better here. So I actually switched up. I used the Green Mountain Grill in my competitions, the pellet smoker. I've actually used all different kinds. My first grand champion for KCBS was on a Fast Eddie Cook Shack FEC 100. A funny story about that one, my panel went out, and a good barbecue friend, a competitor, gave me a panel that he had extra, and I ended up winning the competition because he had an extra panel. So that's what competition barbecue is about. It's about helping each other and seeing each other do well, but at the end of the day, you want to hear your name called and win.
Of course.
But going back to that question was, What was the question again?
Yeah, my question at the end, my question is: isn't it like cheating when you're using a pellet grill?
Yeah. So I saw people using that pellet grill, and I actually brought one to my first year, 2007, to the American Royal Invitational. I won a grand champion. I was able to compete in that competition. I took a little Green Mountain Grill, Davy Crockett. I cooked chicken on it, and I have a trophy right there, which it's actually right behind you, which is a first place chicken with a perfect score of 180, cooking on that little pellet grill. So to me, having the consistency of a cook, really good even flavor profile, I don't have to worry about managing fire. It's a no-brainer as long as I can get a good product out of that. And to me, every grill is a good grill. You just got to know how to use it. It's a tool. It's everything from a Weber to a pellet grill to an offset to a hole in the ground. As long as you can maintain, even temperature, even fire, and know how to use that tool, you can get amazing barbecue on anything.
Great. So, Stanley, what is your favorite style of barbecue?
Favorite style of barbecue? I mean, there's so many different styles. When I first started in my backyard, it was just, I call it redneck backyard cooking, because you're just, putting stuff on and throwing it over a propane grill and burning it. And then I got into competition barbecue, and that's a pretty set style, a standard of what we're doing every time. We want to give the judges what they expect, so a lot of it's Kansas City style, sweet sauce, perfect, nice, soft texture. But honestly, my favorites in my backyard with some nice, even, a salt, pepper, garlic rub, something simple and easy, and let it go on the grill all day while you have a couple beers, your family's around, maybe a light sauce, but just eating it right off the grill. Simple and easy, rendered fat, good smoke, good family, good drinks. That's my perfect style of barbecue.
Yeah, great. So, for you, what is the common mistakes that people do when they start barbecuing?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of common mistakes are things that I made mistakes in when I first barbecue. And then number one was not seasoning properly. It starts with, some people would just throw some seasoning on a piece of meat and put it on the grill. To me, it doesn't have time to do anything. You need the salts to actually work with the proteins, to flavor deep down inside. You need time for that to happen. So really the seasoning process, we talked about this before, fire management.
Yeah.
Clean, even, good fire, good blue smoke, nice and easy. Some people, like when I first started, I thought you needed smoke. Smoke barbecue, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised the fire department didn't shut me down the first time I was cooking, because I had billows of white smoke coming, and I thought I was barbecuing. So, maintaining that clean fire management, seasoning properly, and then time. Barbecue is about time and being patient. If you try to rush it, if you try to push it, you're not going to have that end product that's perfect, that's probe, that's just melt in your mouth, delicate. You need to give it time. So really, barbecue has taught me a lot of patience and waiting for it to be right. If you try to push it, it's not going to be right.
Never.
Let the meat, listen to the meat, let it do its thing, and just flow accordingly.
Great.
Yeah, manage it.
Yeah. Is there something that you want to say to our European friends?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for all your support. I appreciate you loving American barbecue and, expanding what we do here in America with people like you. And it's been awesome to be a part of and to be able to spread that knowledge, spread seasoning, spread love, spread barbecue, whatever we want to do. And if you guys want a class or something, I'm open, man. Just bring me over and we'll teach. And I'd love to compete with you guys, see and just meet everybody and have a great time.
We definitely will try to make it.
I love it, man.
One of these days.
I can't wait.
All right. Thank you, Sterling. Thank you again for the invitation.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Really
Thank you for coming over.
Thank you.
Just got that recently. Sorry, work. This guy. Brisket world champion in Australia.
Wow.
So that was first place brisket at the Australian World Barbecue Championships 2000. Ooh.